We have finally reached the time we have all been waiting for. Season 2, episode 1 of Anne Rice's interview with the vampire has dropped, and we got to get into it, y'all. If you're ready to find out how we felt about it and you want to tell us how you felt about it, check out this episode.
Happy Mother's Day, y'all.
Happy Mother's Day, y'all.
And we got
Welcome
a
back.
wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day gift today. We got to watch the season 2 premiere of Interview with the Vampire. Y'all know we love this show.
Yes. Well, I love all things vampire, but this is really good. This season, this show is really good, and I'm excited about this season because I was nervous that we weren't going to get a season 2.
I was too. I'm so glad we did. I actually went back and watched season one so I could be ready.
Definitely.
And I loved every minute of it again. I loved it even. I loved it again the second time around. I was like, that's why I love this show. Now I remember again. So we are going to review season 2, episode 1 today. This will be full of spoilers. So if you have not watched it, you might want to stop.
Get about it. Get about it.
Because we about to tell it. And before we do that, y'all know what's first.
What is we drinking today? It's Mother's Day.
Yes. So we bought our own Mother's Day beverages today.
Lightweight Mother's Day beverages because you're supposed to be cute and sip a little bit on Mother's Day. So what you sipping, K-Block?
I got my Celebrate cup to celebrate not only Mother's Day, but the season premiere of Interview with the Vampire. This is called Red Moscato. I wanted this color just to represent Interview with the Vampire. This is so good. Yes. And it is delicious, y'all. When I took the first sip, I was like, ooh.
And who's it by?
I don't know. It's the company.
I don't know why I asked her that. I'll get back to you. We'll find out and I'll get back to you.
I'm gonna put the picture right. I'm putting the picture right here, y'all. Put the picture right here.
She's supposed to know these things. Okay. So I am on the K-Block train today. I'm also drinking a little wine, a little mellow, because it's Mother's Day. And even though I would have loved a Mother's Day without these children, I had my babies. So I just got a little Stella Rosa. This is usually a K-Block thing. No, I ain't got no cute cup because baby, I drinks it out the bottle. But this is the Stella Berry. It's a semi-sweet. And for those of you who don't like to pop the top, it is a screw top. Hello. But yeah. Semi-sweet Stella Berry, Stella Rosa. It came in a variety pack. I like the size of these bottles. They come in a little variety pack. It's got like lemon lime, black. It got all the other little flavors, but
that's my favorite one, the black.
This one today. I like the black too, but I drink. So y'all get the Stella Berry on camera today. So, and it's almost a nice color to match, but whatever.
These look like, I know, don't they look like nice little Mother's Day drinks? Get you one of these, sit back and turn on the episode.
I don't think I had this one before. That was good. Y'all got the live and reaction. Okay. Sorry, I can't drink cute. Okay, here we go.
So we're going to
get into 2, episode 1. Let's bust it down. Where do we start?
We are starting at the beginning. So last season.
But what? Oh Lord. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. So we know last season, after Claudia and Louis killed Lestat, they left. And so we pick up while they're out traveling. Claudia wants to find other vampires, right?
Right.
Louis is like, he's trying to get back in her good graces. So he's just going along with it. He don't really care about running into any other vampires. He's not looking for anything else. He actually wants to go back home. But Claudia's like, that's not home. I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back to where you buried Lestat. There has to be more of us out here. I don't like none of y'all that I've met previously. It's got to be some vampires that I like out
that
here.
I like. Right.
So they look like they're going through the trenches trying to find more of them as Louis is still trying to earn her trust back. Because remember, at the very end of the last episode in season 1, she wasn't exactly too happy with him not throwing the stat in the furnace.
Yeah, she was mad because she wanted to burn him and be done with it. And Louis was like, he just couldn't do it. And he's still struggling. We see in
Yes.
this episode, and I'm still wondering, we haven't confirmed nor denied, but is it just his guilt that we're seeing come forward in this episode, or are we getting a little bit of that telepathic connection that occurs between the two of them where maybe Lestat ain't dead and this is the early signs of it? Um, but we do see him very much reminiscent about Lestat in this episode.
Yes. And I think that's probably going to be a running theme with Louis in this season is he's going to be somehow haunted by the memory of Lestat. And my question is going to be, is it Louis' guilt and conscience that is causing him to have these hallucinations? Or because we know Lestat is very powerful, is he projecting himself?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, if you watch the movie, if you read the books, you know he really ain't dead. So that's exactly what I was thinking. Is he already out of the coffin at this point where they're in Europe and he ain't strong enough to comfort you yet, but he's in your mind. Or is it like you said, just your guilt? For sure. That's the question for this one. And then um I think the timing of this is good too. Like the the generation switch for this series it is different from the original movie and the books because the movies and the books are back in the 19th century, 18th century. This occurs at the top of the 20th century because current day is like 2022. And so right now in season 2, they're during World War II.
Mm-hmm.
So they are in Germany, Romania, all of Europe during the war, which contributes to their hardship because the whole time they up there trying to feed, they also trying not to die. They behind enemy lines. Uh, the pickings is slim. The blood is toxic. There's a whole lot going on. So I like the generational shift that they did with the series and how it's
Mm-hmm.
contributing to the storyline right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, uh, what's the first thing about this journey that stuck out to you? Like the we over here in World War II, we looking for vampires.
It's to me, it was interesting that even with all this going on, little Miss Claudia, a bad job, little Miss Claudia was not giving up in all of
Oh
this.
no,
She was not like she sees bombs being, going off everywhere. They have to pass checkpoints to get into certain countries and cities and stuff like that. And you was sleeping in holes underground and stuff like that.
that shit's wild to me.
And she's like, we got to keep going. And not only do we got to keep going, but she's giving Louis the cold shoulder in all of this.
The blue baby, let's say one favorite scene thus far for this episode was when she was feeding on that soldier, when she pounced on that soldier, because I think part of her beef with Louis is, you ain't no real vampire. You don't have the gumption. You not you can't teach me about this life because you barely know this life. So when she get the feeding on that dude and she throw my man in the heart, just it was like, here, nigga, I know you don't want to do that yourself. Like something about that scene was That was it for me. That's my favorite scene, the whole episode. She was just like, here. Like you could tell she still cared about him because she thought enough to throw him the heart. But it was just like, oh, like I don't, yeah, okay, I'll fuck with you. So that dynamic is crazy because she's searching, she's getting fed up, and she over that man. But he all she got.
Mm-hmm. But do you blame her for being upset in a way? Because she felt like Louis always chooses Lestat over her, but always saying that you're my everything, I love you, you're my heart. But when it comes down to it, it's like he's always going to put Lestat somehow first.
But okay, so Claudia got a lot going on because it's not just that she's got this misplaced anger about even being a vampire because we got to remember she wasn't an adult that got turned, that got seduced into this amazing vampire lifestyle. She was a child that Lestat pretty much used as a chess piece.
Mm-hmm.
So she had no choice. And Louis, attached to her to care for her because he knew Lestat really didn't give a fuck about her. But she mad at Louis, and it's just in a turmoil, in my opinion. Because she don't really want this life. Last season we saw her try to love a boy and be normal and feel the all the feels that Louis and Lestat felt for one another, and she's looking for that. But because she is one stuck in this child's body, she's gonna be limited. She's not gonna get as far because optics, really. Grown man ain't looking at her like that. She child. And then Louis is gonna have the option of loving someone that she'll never have. So it's kind of a misplaced anger because Louis ain't doing that to you. But the only one you got to be mad at. Because even killing Lestat won't gonna solve your problem, girl. You still stuck in this vampire body.
Although I feel like she embraces the vampire life more than Louis, like I think that at this point she's perfectly content with being a vampire, but I think she wants to live the life of a vampire in a different way than just being Louis and Lestat's child.
It's because she's a child vampire. I wholeheartedly think that
Mhm.
she would be way more content if she had been changed as an adult.
Because
And she chose this.
I think that Louis was somehow always holding on to some humanity. Because remember, he didn't want to eat people or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
and and he still was trying to cling to his family and his sister and his mother. He still wanted to hold on to like family stuff. And
Till they put him in
Lestat
the
is
grave,
like,
girl.
yep, Lestat is like, this is what you are now. Embrace it. You got to embrace who you are. And I think even him having Claudia gave him that sense of family
Humanity.
that he wanted.
He definitely was replacing his regular family with Chloe.
And he know Lestat wasn't shit. He know that.
Baby, Lestat is your token narcissist, abuser. He is that cycle is terrible.
And Claudia
And
had
I'm
to
just gonna
witness
say,
that. She had to
he
witness.
also ain't no Tom Cruise. He all right. He is captive though. He will captivate your ass on the screen.
Very much.
Um,
Very
that
so.
actor does that very well. And then that's another thing. This episode, when he did appear, he was not like he was very much playing up to Louis' personality. And that's the other
Mhm.
thing that makes me think he's just a manifestation because he was very similar to the way that Louis talks to himself or the things that he says, and he was like mocking what he said versus being his normal, like
Theatrical.
smoother than butter theatrical self. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that always makes me think, okay, this in his head. This him, this how he thinking. Um, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. So, all right, they in Romania. They get to Romania. I
But wait,
believe. Sure.
we got to talk about uh the timeline because the Interview the Vampire takes place in different timelines because they're telling a
Yeah.
story. So we got to back it up and talk about somebody very important,
Hmm.
Mr. Molloy.
Oh, well, girl, you know the whole story is the interview with Mr. Molloy.
This okay, number one, Armand scares me. Okay.
So Armand. So okay, let's back up. If we're gonna back up, let's back all the way up. Because you gotta go back to season one. Because some folks had a shocker at the end of season one when he said, "This is Armand, my lover." But if you pay close attention, that very first interview with the vampire that Mr. Malloy did, Armand was there. He was at that bar on that
Mm-hmm.
night with him. So they've been kicking for a long time. We find out 70
For
years.
years.
But Malloy's on face because he know that nigga shady.
That was
I
actually my favorite episode of the season because Armand was playing his role way too good. And then when he decided to be him and step out of that little timid role he was playing, and he stepped fully into I am 513 years old, you're not gonna play with my name. I was a little afraid of him. I was a little afraid.
ain't gonna lie to you. I really don't know if I like sing for Armand yet. Because he don't give me devious when I look at him. So I got to see it play out. I got to see this actor step into the devious. Because Armand at the end of the day ain't shit either. Um,
Wait, why you? I like Armand. I'm afraid of him, boy. I like him a little bit. What? What's your
because
beef?
you gotta get into the book lore. If you know the book and you know the story, Armand ain't shit. Because that's why Claudia ain't here now. So them 4 pages that she want to read in that
Uh,
journal, and Armand goes, I'm in them pages. Yeah, we know you in them pages because you and Claudia bumped heads when they first meet. Which that's where the end of this episode went. Event was to when they first met in Paris. Him and Claudia do not get along. Claudia realized that oh boy, Louis is fin to fall for another vampire and leave her hanging again. And Armand is the reason Louis don't remember everything.
right.
And we get there. I mean, they keep alluding to it in season in this episode, but we gonna get there, and you gonna learn to hate Armand.
Hey, hey.
Oh, well, maybe not hate him, but you'll have a slight distaste for him if you have any sympathy for Claudia.
And I do. And I do.
Unless this series takes another path, because you know this series does do a little bit of flippity floppy, swippity swappy. So we'll see. But I'm on the side of Mr. Malloy. I am very suspicious. I don't trust you. You put on this whole ploy for me, like you was just a servant, eating him blood because you just wanted to be there, and,
And you
and
see
then
how he be
you don't
cutting
want to
him
be on
off?
record.
Daniel be acting like they can't devour him in like 5 seconds. Like he be talking, oh, I don't need to hear from you right now. We're gonna scratch that from the record. Oh, I was
At the end of the day, I think
talking
he
to
waiting
Louis.
on it. At the end of the day, you know, he waiting on it because what is his crisis? He's got a personal crisis right now. Now I don't remember. Hold on.
Mhm.
Is he sick?
He
Is
has
he dying?
yep, he has Parkinson's and he
Yeah,
is like his career is like down the
he's
drain.
in the gutter. Yeah. So if they do kill him, he'll be just fine with that. I feel like that's where he at. Either I get this story and it changed my life, or I die trying to get this story and I was gonna die anyway. I think that's where he at.
Because he just as sassy and sarcastic as he want to be. He's like, oh, real Rashid. Now tell me.
Right. Because I can break you, my boy. I'm gonna
since
get
you
to the
since,
bottom of this shit.
since you are mine, and now here's the real Rashid. So how did you feel about somebody? Where was you at the whole time? Like he just
Where
don't.
was they hiding you? I wonder if real Rashid is glamored. We don't get a lot of glamoring in this series, but I wonder if he's glamored.
They did well, they did a little bit in
And
season.
season one, yeah.
Mhm. They did a little bit of it, but I applaud Daniel for his bravery because I'm not sure if I could sit in the room with two vampires, especially if one of them can actually walk in the sun and actually keep my composure. And he can also fly. I don't know if
Do
I could.
you do you think he still has a desire to be turned? Do you think he still want to be turned?
I think there's a piece of him that maybe still wants to do it, but I think he still has a lot of questions first.
Hmm.
I think
See,
it's like if this is a possibility, I want to know everything about it first because he knows that they're still holding back. I want to know everything about what happens.
wait, what he say? Because yes, let me tell you, vampires are real, but not tell you everything. That shit cracked me up.
Correct. So I feel like if it's a possibility for him, he wants he want to know everything.
I feel that. I like this part of the interview also because you get to see Louis reading from Claudia's diary when he's talking about what happened. And so,
Oh, that was some amazing acting on Jacob Anderson's behalf when he was his memory was being jogged about Claudia,
mm,
saying because Claudia told him, because they've been stuck together, going through the trenches together, and she's like, I don't dream. And he thought
yeah,
that was kind of sad for somebody to go to sleep and never have any dreams. But he remembered when they was in one of them holes that he heard her like whining or moving or kicking or
during her
something.
sleep, yeah,
And he was like, nobody does that unless they're dreaming. And
and
that
having a
he
nightmare.
kind of found peace, even though the dream was sound like a nightmare, but that there wasn't the
The
absence of
dream,
nothing there.
yeah, and that was just something that she wrote. And so then that's when he realized my memory is foggy. Well, no, well, wait, he remembered before that his memory was foggy.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they were in Romania, which is where they go because Romania has heavy vampire history.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, oh, there got to be some in Romania. They get there, the war is over, essentially. But you still got Russia occupying Romania and soldiers still patrolling. And so he gets swept into like this safe camp where the whole village is really. And Claudia gets to noticing that they got garlic around their neck, they
Mm-hmm.
carrying crucifixes, they scared to go out at night. And she was like, yeah, there's vampires here. Look at these. Look how these people are acting. And so they get there and they meet I guess I'll call them the leaders of the group, which was what that lady name was? Emilia, and her boyfriend, her little boo Morgan, the little
Mm-hmm.
American journalist. Um, and Claudia goes right in. Like they noticed when they came into the village that there were some soldiers shooting in the
Yep.
coffins that they had pulled up out the ground.
Right.
And so she was like, "What they doing? Why would you shoot coffins that just came out the ground? What does that look like to you?" So the first question she asked when they sit at the table, "Hey, why don't soldiers out there shooting in them coffins?" And they kind of brushed her off. And Morgan, the American journalist that's there, he sends one of the kids like, "Come take her with the kids. Take her to the children's table."
Okay. Stay in the
Uh,
child's place.
yeah, stay in the child's place. And Louis, she said no at first, but Louis was like, no, go with the kids. And he kind of was like, I'm sure that they know everything about this place. Like, kids gonna talk, they're not gonna be
Mm-hmm.
cagey about what's going on. Go with the children. So when he's remembering that memory, her journal reads as if old girl, when she asked the question about why they scared to go out at night, the journal says that old girl tells her wolves, this, things that might be worse. But at that point, Louis triggered and he remembers, no, she didn't say that in front of Claudia because she thought Claudia was a child. She said that when Claudia left. He was like, so I'm remembering things. And this is not how it happened. Everything that's in her story is not exact. Let me think hard so I can remember how I remember it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when he first realized, what's going on with my memory. Um, and I thought that's next scene. where she go outside, them kids is taunting her like, go out there and see what's going on. Crazy. I was not ready.
I said, what is that? What is that?
So, so I had to think really hard because they never say it in the series or in this episode, but it was Revenant, and in the book she only speaks very briefly about the Revenants. Um, but this was their way of pulling that into the series, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Revenants is kind of like you're a vampire that
But
was either buried at the time of creation or they waited too long to feed.
so
Um,
they like zombie things, zombie
yeah, they're like
vampire things.
zombie vampires, right? They're mindless, um, but they're alert still, if that makes sense. Like they know what's going on, but they can't function normally. Um, but it threw me at first. The very first scene I saw it, I thought, damn, we got zombies in here. And it
Right.
just didn't click for me right away. I was like, when did Anne Rice do zombies? It didn't click right away. But then I forgot, oh, that's the zombie vampire. That's the Revenant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But they did find what they was looking for. They found old girl.
Mm-hmm. And she looked a hot mess too.
Babe, because it was the blood. She been feeding on that raggedy soldier blood and raggedy scared people blood too, and she wasn't thriving at all. But
I
she had
was
given up on life,
I was a little scared of her. A little bit.
girl. At first, I thought she was a witch or something. Like she didn't give vampire until she started slinging shit around and her power came forth. I was just like, "What is this lady? What is this? What is going on?" Um, I thought maybe she was just somebody who child had been turned, who was just holding on too tight. She wasn't scared of him because she just was like, "This used to be my baby," but she was a vampire too. Her
But
name was the Bastiana, something like
something
that.
like that. But she made a big impact on Claudia because up to that point she had not, other than the Antoinette that Lestat turned, she wasn't familiar with like female vampires. And
Right,
this
right,
and this
right.
was an old vampire.
Female.
Ancient.
And she gave her so much hope in a small bit of conversation. You could see like her eyes was just fixated and like so much joy in them when she thought that old girl was really gonna come with them. And she was like, "You're gonna take me across the ocean and give me this good blood and we'll relish again and my children will come back and we'll be walking and ruling the world like they used to say, we'll own the night." And Claudia was like, hell yeah, yes, 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 we will. She thought she was going to get a partner in crime. And sis threw herself on the damn plane. Didn't see it coming, baby. I did not. I thought maybe she was going to go with them and turn on them. I couldn't remember her
Mhm.
from the original story, but I definitely didn't think she was going to say, fuck this shit, girl. Uh-uh. And her final words was, we own nothing, baby. We do not own the night.
And I'm like, well, that's morbid.
Baby. Vampire suicide is wild. That put me in the mind of my mind went back to True Blood for a minute. I was like, oh no, step into the sun, girl, no. Um, but I didn't expect that at all. And it was kind of cool to see her give the reminiscence of like when she saw the other vampires crest or symbol, and she was like, "Oh, that was Caesar. I remember when he killed the whole circus, everything but the damn bear." And I was, "That's why." But she was like, kind of talking like, "Oh yeah, he was an OG, but everything died, sis. Everything got to die." And it was kind of good to be like, oh, back in the heyday of vampires, kind of. And so you thought something was gonna come of that, and oh no, no, no.
And
But
Claudia
I
was
think that had
disappointed
to
after
be
that.
right. I think that had to be the drop for Claudia to be like, all right,
Mhm.
damn it, we ain't out here like that. You can tell me, take me where you want to take me now, Louis, because I'm over it.
Feelings was all types of hurt after that.
Was.
Understandably
And I
so.
think Louis was like, damn.
Because remember, they was on this whole wild goose chase looking for vampires, and when she finally said, "I knew I was right. I found them. Here's one. I know I'm not crazy. I know they're out there." And
What she
and
say? This ain't no baboon, nigga. We in Romania.
and the first chance she get to talk to somebody, and she was out of there.
She was like, and wait, before we get off of Romania, I just want to say I don't feel bad for Morgan because Morgan tried my boy because he called him a red and a deserter. But that comeback was my favorite line in the episode because my new name is the Magical Vodka Negro. Did you hear me? I am the Magical Vodka Negro. That shit tickled me. Uh, but he was like, "Where you come from?" He seen straight through that little lie about they looking for her mama. Um, because the picture paper gave it away, and I was like, "Bro, you paying way too much attention."
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "This picture's 60 years old. How's she having babies?" Ooh, what had happened was, but I didn't feel bad for him. I felt bad for Amelia because she was over there keeping everybody alive, trying to warn them, and she went out here to get some food and got attacked. And so I feel bad for her. But I don't feel bad for Morgan yelling something about Louis, help me. Robert, whatever your name is, help me. No, my G, you tried me earlier. All I know is vodka. And they chopped that lady doggone head off. I didn't feel bad for Morgan. I feel bad for her, but not for Morgan.
What Louis said, that's human problems.
The human problems.
This
But then, and then that's
this is above
wild.
me.
And that's wild because there was a point where he didn't understand that. So I think that was some clarity for him too. Like, I can't get in that shit. Them human problems. Because back in the
Mhm.
gap, he would have intervened when he was still in New Orleans.
Louis said, "I'm
So
about to mind my black ass vampire business."
drink my blood and mind my business
Not on
and my
to
vodka. Drink my vodka. But yes, that's my new favorite title, Magical Vodka.
What do you think about Rashid now inserting himself to be a part of the interview? As in before, he was just like, "I'm just here. I'm not part of it." But then he's like, "Oh, let's tag team him.
Keep
And
that in
I'm
mind.
gonna be there." Yeah.
He's trying to control. He's trying to control the narrative. That's all that is. When he realized that Louis was remembering shit for one, and Molloy was not buying it the way that they was telling it, and when Louis said, "I need them pages," he was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, this shit is about to backfire. Let me get in here and do some damage control." That's all that was. That's manipulation. That's why I don't fuck with Armand. I don't trust him.
Do you now because you bringing up a lot of stuff. This is why I'm scared of him because he is ancient. Do you think that he used his vampire magic to make Louis forget some of
Yes,
this stuff? Oh.
yes. That's what I absolutely believe. I believe he fucked with Louis' memory, and I can't remember from the book or not. I know that he did some shady shit. I just can't remember what. It's been a long time. Um, but most definitely because we gotta. If you've watched the movie, you gotta remember that Armand and the stat know each other.
Mhm.
Um, so the fact that you would meet Louis and get his story and be okay and just it's all good. We got each other now. There's more to that. So for sure, I think Armand did something to his memory. And I think it had a whole lot to do with Claudia. I don't remember what the fuck it is. I wish I could, y'all. Go back and start reading the book again. Um, but I remember he shaded. I remember he shaded.
Okay. See, I knew it was a reason I was afraid of him. What do you feel like we are going to get this season now that our good friends are in Paris?
How do you? Well, we're definitely going to see the theater because you got to get the story of how he meets Armand. So we'll see that. You are ignorant, y'all. Why does my counterpart do these things? Why is we looking at ninjas in Paris? Um,
Is that not what they
and
are?
she is foolish. Because she is foolish.
Is that
Um, she caught me off guard, y'all. I'm sorry. She caught. Rarely does she do this? She caught me off guard today. I was not ready.
so what are
The
we
people going
what are we expecting to happen now that we're in Paris?
provocative. Um,
Mm.
I feel like okay because they're gonna meet the theater vampires. Claudia is gonna feel at first like she's at home. Like we're going to see that roller coaster for her of belonging and realizing, nah, bitch, you still don't belong. Um, I don't know if they're going to end the book with this season because if they're going to end book with this season, we got to get a lot. Got to get a lot. So I don't know. We're going to get definitely some more background on the stat. I don't think that we're going to go the whole season without them finding out he is genuinely alive. Or we may go the whole season. Um, but I don't think so. What else? What else do I think will come to fruition?
I want to see some really good kill action scenes. Now that we with the vampires, I want to see what they got.
Oh, well, for sure, because
I want to see some tricks.
the whole premise of the theater was they was out there really feeding in front of these humans, and these humans didn't realize what was really going on. They thought it was just a
Hmm.
show.
Hmm.
So you're definitely gonna get some vampire violence. I think
Hmm.
Claudia gonna go ham and Perry. Um, she gonna get her second win, and she's going to be. You remember Kirsten Dunst in the movie? She
Hmm.
was so vicious. I don't think we've gotten that vicious Claudia yet, and not when it comes to regular shit. Her and Lestat is different, but I don't think we've gotten the vicious her. Like when she was young, yeah, she was doing that meaningless killing, but it was just because she didn't know what the fuck. Like I'm just killing because I got to you, and I'm just okay. But I think she's going to get that sense of cruelty in her while she's in Paris.
Mm.
Um, and I don't know. I don't know. Louis gonna get a second lease on life in Petty because he
Louis
talks
always
about it so
he
endearing.
all the time somewhere trying to fall in love with somebody. Louis, you just need to take time to yourself because you be going
But
for the
Louis
wrong
always been the
people.
dreamer.
You
He's
going for
always
the
been the
wrong ones,
dreamer.
though. The wrong people, Louis.
Season one, he used to talk to his brother about getting away and doing something different. He always been a dreamer. So he just dreamed of an amazing life. Like that's why he's so hurt that Claudia couldn't dream.
Hmm.
Like, what are you without your dream? So I don't know. He gonna fuck it up first. He's going to fuck up his relationship with Claudia. And that's it. That's what I want to talk to you about. So that last scene before they hit Perry and they
Hmm.
in the car, whatever, and they're talking. He's
Hmm.
giving her the hard words and the soft words, and he says to her, "It's you and me. It's me and you."
Hmm.
Um, and then you see Lestat and sitting over there as a image, a spirit, or whatever the fuck he is. Um, I think at that moment, Claudia revitalizes some faith in him because she realized, okay, I'm not getting the vampires. Excuse me while I'm interrupted by small people. Did you see the vampires too? Yeah. All right. Well, mommy's recording. Hi. Hi. Oh my, we don't do that one often, y'all. Sorry. Um. So he gave her the pep talk, and I think that in that moment she gets a little bit more confidence in him, and she begins to care for him again the way she used to, because she realizes ain't nothing else out here. Yeah, it's just me and you. Fine. You
And I
got my
think
back, I got your back.
that's what's gonna break her heart even more because
Yes.
she dropped her guard that she was holding up for so long and said, you know what, this is my dude right here. This this Daddy Lou. I'm gonna give him one more chance.
One more chance. And then he gonna fuck it up. He gonna meet Armand and he gonna fuck it
I'm looking forward to this season.
up. Yeah, definitely. I think that AMC is doing a very good job with all of the Anne Rice material, including, my other fan was the Mayfair Witches. So
See,
hopefully they
I
keep
ain't
up
like
this
that one.
run.
She was alone in that. They got on my nerves. I
What?
like the first two episodes, and then after that, they lost me. They lost me.
The story was good. It was good. Now season two got sketchy, but I liked the Mayfair Witch. But yeah, we gonna see.
So
We
yeah,
gonna see.
let us know if y'all
I'm
are
excited.
watching this show. We're gonna come back at the end of the season, hit y'all up
We
with
might pop in again in the middle of the season.
if it get that good, show y'all what
Yeah,
it's about, okay?
let's get Charleston.
Because we got to keep talking about this series. I'm glad.
I'm
I don't think
excited.
this series is talked about enough, and I need people to know about this show. This is really
Really,
wonderful
nothing on
writing.
AMC gets talked about enough. I
This is
think
good
that
writing.
AMC is missing out.
Y'all missing some
People
good
don't
AMC
be
shows.
sleeping on AMC.
I just finished watching Parish, and before that, it was The Ones Who Live. Y'all need to look at
Oh, White
AMC Plus.
Parish.
Yeah.
Carlos. That's my man.
Okay.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Okay. It's worth it. So we gonna keep y'all updated with this because we will be following this series the whole way through. And I feel like it's gonna give us some stuff. I am so ready for this season. I'm so
Yeah,
ready.
I'm excited.
But
And we'll keep a kill count. I always keep a kill count.
and we'll give you all our rating at the very end of the season. So I'm gonna keep my ratings until the very end. Again, happy Mother's Day. Shout out to all the people graduating and going to college. If you need a place to go, come on to Savannah State. All the
And
HBCU.
that shirt just say school.
Okay. Okay. This is the Savannah State School Days version.
Okay.
School
I
Days.
can't see the whole thing. That's my movie. School Days was my movie.
Yep. See, it's the School Days version.
Got it. Got it. I
Yeah.
got a junior about to be senior, so we're considering the HBCUs. So he's got the two in mind where he want to go, and I got a preference where I want him to go.
Savannah State better be
But
at one of them.
it is not.
Okay, now we're gonna have
He's
to
a
talk.
okay. He's a marching band junkie. So we talking Alabama State and South Carolina State University. So we're gonna see. I'll let y'all know when we get there. Being a band mom is exhausting.
Understandably so. But happy Mother's Day to you all. I hope you all enjoy this episode. Again,
Get y'all wine.
get ready. I feel like we in for a pretty good season here. Y'all get you some of this red Moscato. Get you some.
Get your son.
And we'll see y'all again
Sip and get your good old bubble bath.
in June. I don't even know what's happening in June, but we're gonna figure it out.
Yo, it's something on the calendar. We got something on the calendar, y'all. I just can't think of it right now.
We come at you. We be there. We gonna show up no matter what it is. We
Yeah,
gonna
we're
be
not gonna
there.
leave you hanging.
Hit that subscribe button, like, share,
Like,
comment.
post,
Again, hit that subscribe button. And we gonna
like,
see y'all in June.
do